Hello, everyone. So, welcome to Mindset Explosion. And tonight we are talking about a growth mindset and the importance of it. I've got a very special guest, Helen Motteram. I will just bring her in just a sec, and we will find out a little bit about what some of the great things Helen's done, how she adapts a growth mindset, and then helps her clients improve on that or work on a growth mindset for the great things that she's doing. So let's just bring in Helen now. Hello, Helen. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing really good. Great to have you on the show at last. I've been trying to get you on here for years.
Oh, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, been very busy. So yeah, thanks for coming on. As I said, tonight we're going to talk about the benefits of a growth mindset or taking control with a growth mindset, and how that's helped you do the many things that you're doing. And just speaking just now, you sound so busy.
Yeah.
Obviously you're taking control of your time from what you've told me, which we'll talk about in today's show or this evening's show. So let's get, first of all, introduce yourself a little bit. Let the viewers know a little bit more about what you do, and then we'll get into how this growth mindset has got you doing the thing that you love.
Okay. So I'm Helen. I'm Cheltenham born and bred, and I've always been passionate about animal welfare, but also I have a real passion at helping people overcome their issues, whether it be with their dog or in their business. So I coach pet pros, so dog trainers, dog walkers, pet behaviourists, but I also train dogs as well. And the main thing I do is help dogs who are anxious or nervous. So that's more of the pet behavioural side. Also run a wildlife rescue, so helping injured birds. And recently I've been really focusing on my personal development, my health and well-being, and I've really got into the fitness. So kickboxing, Matt, absolutely awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, so really enjoying life. Recently walked up the Three Peaks, so did the Three Peaks challenge, and recently employed my husband. Not the best time to be employing someone in your business, but it's turned out really well, and he's getting like 5 inquiries a day for dog training, because obviously there's been a bit of a boom during lockdown. So I'm really big about that that balance, that lifestyle balance. So my days are spread between the rescue, mentoring pet pros, and social pause. But you know what, it's been a real help employing Tristan now, and that puts the strain and pressure off me. And I do take about 2 hours a day just for myself, where midday I'll go for a walk, go to the gym, might climb some mountains. So I'm really enjoying this more of a balance now.
So I guess in business sometimes that's not always so easy, is it?
No.
Really work on that, haven't you?
Definitely. And I think that's one of the biggest pain points of some of the pet pros that I mentor, is that work-life balance, getting that balance right, making sure they're not up to 11 p.m. answering those emails, taking phone calls. And it is very easy to get that. So it's all about setting boundaries, and you've got to incorporate the personal and the business. It's not just about business all the time. It's about you as well. I think that's so important.
Yeah, I agree. So because obviously the mindset, like I know you said you're not really a mindset. I don't think I'm really a mindset coach. It's just probably similar. It's a big part of what I do. And obviously for you to, animal behaviorists, and helping owners with their dogs, and that's a mindset thing. And would you say the mindset is more of the dog or the owner?
I'd say it's more about the owner, because a lot of owners are worried about what other dog owners will think of them. Their anxiety can transfer down the lead. So I'm all about, making sure that they're motivated and inspiring their dog. And I always say, you are your dog's wingman. If you can be positive, then that's going to help with your dog's behavior. So like I said, the main thing I have is dog aggression, or anxiety, I prefer to put it, where dogs are nervous of other dogs, they're nervous of people. But if you imagine an owner going out and walking that dog, and then they suddenly see a dog in the background, they go, and they start stressing. And they focus on, you know, the lunging, the barking, you know, my dog's always being naughty, but it's not about that. It's that dog is really having a hard time, and it just needs to have that confidence, you know, and they can, you know, they can support and really push their dog forward, but they need to look at what's going inside them first, what's happening there with their mindset.
Yeah, I guess everything starts with ourselves.
Definitely, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, how did you? So you just told me about a book which actually the first proper personal development audio I ever listened to. Feel the fear and do it anyway.
Yeah. So when my nanny passed away, she left me the book, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. I was going through a real struggle when I was in my 20s, and I read that book. And the nice thing is that she'd underlined a lot of the passages. So as I was reading it, I was always thinking of my nanny, and she's always been here by my side, even though she's passed away now. She's been an absolute inspiration. And I was watching a home video the other night, and seeing her on camera again and listening to her voice, you know, I can still feel her soft, delicate skin, but actually hearing her voice, I was like, oh, bless you, Nanny. So yeah, she was very inspiring. And I've read a few mindset books, but I'd say that one's just awesome. It's just my favorite, and I read it over and over again. Can't put it down.
I'm not surprised, really. Yeah, no, that's so. How is like the growth mindset? How did it get you involved in, you know, first starting your own business, doing the, you know, the bird rescue? 'Cause you know, you're doing. I feel like you're just busy doing. Oh my God, it's almost like you're spinning all these plates. And then, I actually got time to go to the gym and climb up all these mountains, because I know you're busy.
Yeah.
What people may see on social media is it's just like a window, isn't it? Sometimes.
Yeah.
There's a bit more to it than that. So how did you get into, like, how have you developed your growth mindset and and took control of it, basically?
So I used to work a lot in social healthcare. So I work with young adults with learning disabilities, some quite severe mental illness, and being around them and kind of, I would say, walking in their shoes, you know, walking people's shoes and understand. And, you know, me, I'm very much about taking care of myself. You know, I've been through a lot of issues in my life, and reading, getting out and about and taking back that control was so important to me. But it's about learning from experience and other people. And I'm very much a people person. Even when I used to run my events organization and social group, people would come along to a social event for the first time. They're like, Helen, I can't walk through the door. So I'd literally meet them outside, like hold their hand if I needed to. So I was able to relate to their journey and really empathize with what they're going through. I think I've always been a very caring, nurturing person. I see things differently. Don't know, it's like Temple Grandin. I love her stuff as well. And basically she talked about when she looks into around her, she can see, like, you know, like the I can't know what I mean now. When there's little specks of dust in the room. We can't really see that, but she can. She sees like things that people don't. Sometimes I'll be walking down the road and I'll see things differently. I'm very like visual. I love people watching as well. So that's really helped me, people watching and just, focusing on other people, and then obviously going back and making sure I'm taking care of myself, you know, because that's so important.
Yeah, definitely. That's really interesting. I think that's quite, well, I think I said to you off before we came on air that, you know, you are quite an empathic person. I've always kind of felt that, you know, a few times that, you know, we met before you came to the kickboxing. That we got a shout out Robin Waite, of course. He's coached us really well.
Yeah, I sit there as well. So
so yeah, I've kind of, you know, that's the vibe that you've given off, and just quite and you know, I've seen you watched some of the stuff on social media over the years, and you know, you're obviously a very caring person. I think that's a big trait in, you know, what you're doing, obviously, and not you know, you care for animals, you care for people, you just seem to care for life, but you seem to have fun with it at the same time.
Yeah, 100%. You've got to have fun in life, honestly. And I'd say I'm quite a relaxed, laid-back person. I used to be so stressy as a kid growing up, you know, tantrums and everything. But now I'm just like, quite laid back. So I'm a bit spontaneous, which isn't always the best thing, but I think, you know, in life I've tried to have too much control. I think sometimes you've just got to be a bit more relaxed and live each day and try something new. Like before, I'd be like, I'll do this and this and this. And I'm all for having a great default diary, but sometimes, you know, oh, I'll just go for a walk today, or oh, I'll try this new hobby today. So I like being spontaneous, and that kind of keeps me going, keep me lit up. So really love that.
I think that's quite an important thing to do, though, because you know, a lot of gurus or mentors will say, do something, you know, stepping outside your comfort zone, and I know it helps us grow.
Yeah,
it seems like you've done loads this year. What's going on? So, was it the Three Peaks challenge you just did, or was that coming up?
Yeah, well, we did it, I think it was like a month ago now. So I got into my walk-in about 5 months ago. Beginning of lockdown, I literally hid in my bed, didn't want to go out, and I felt really scared. And I wanted to be safe because I live with my dad. You know, my dad is older, and I didn't even want to go to the shop. And I think it's so important to get outside, even just for 10 minutes. But I wasn't getting outside. I was just staying indoors, which isn't good. Yeah. Then our friend invited me and Tristan to come along and start walking. So we went out walking. We, you know, walked some good hills in Cheltenham, you know, the Cotswolds. And then he popped a post on his timeline saying, does anyone want to do the Three Peaks challenge? And I thought, yeah, I'll go for it. And then I started training. Didn't have much time to train, but so I was at the gym and, you know, doing the running and doing the kickboxing. So it all added up. And I think overall I had 4 months training. And yes, it was blooming hard. Ben Nevis, killer, absolute killer. I'll never forget that. But I somehow pushed through it. I just had like, I think my nanny on my shoulder just telling me, keep going, Helen, because I felt like giving up so many times. So hard. But that's a mindset thing, you know. Even when you're so tired and shattered and you want to give up, and it's the same as business. We go through these like days in our business. You're like, oh, it's not working. I might as well just give up. But you just can't give up. You've really got to keep pushing through.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's so true as well. I have days when I just think, oh, I'm just exhausted. I have to switch off. I literally just, I don't even stress about, you know, I need to do this, and this, because there's just no point. I won't get anything done. And then I'll just fluster myself. So I've learned, I think, over the last few years, no, this is not my day. But then a creative day may come on a day that I wouldn't, you know, normally be.
Yeah.
So I must admit, I don't really follow that default. It's there, you know, having that. I have it as a guide, but no, not today. That's that. It's not going to happen. There's no point. Otherwise, I'll be sat there just staring at my laptop, thinking,
I get that.
I don't know what to do. List.
Yeah. Lists. To-do lists. Those pesky to-do lists.
I'll have to write a list on how to start the first thing on the list. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, and again, I think I can relate a little. I think a lot of people could relate to, especially this year, where a lot of people went inward a little bit at some point. Not everyone, but I know that you did. So to take that step forward is so important, isn't it?
Definitely. Yeah. I had a bit of a change of my image. I walked to Tesco's the one day and I saw some pink hair dye. Always wanted to be pink. And then I had my hair cut really short and then got some piercings. You know, what next? So I think I'm probably going to stop here. But you know, I found a passion for leggings. A bit random, but now I have this thing about wearing bizarre leggings, and it's actually a thing. There's like a massive following on Instagram for people who wear leggings. I mean, what is that? I just thought, yeah. But it's quite unique, and actually my clients really like it. So I used to I'd conform and like go to my clients' houses in the Wellies and Tweed, you know, like the whole Cotswold Cheltenham look. But now I rock up in my pink coat, my leggings, you know, my mountain boots, and they're kind of like, oh, wasn't expecting that. But then they can identify with that. You know, the tweed was not Helen. It didn't. It wasn't my personality, and I think I was trying to be something that just wasn't me. So now I'm going to be myself. And if people don't like that, you know, they can find someone else, simple as.
Yeah. Otherwise, we attract the. I suppose. Yeah, I know what you mean. I guess otherwise, you just attract the people that aren't going to be right, and it's not fair on both of you. I guess, right?
Yeah. 100%.
No, I love that. Sometimes you come in, I'm thinking, is that Helen there?
Yeah.
Of course, we got masks on. Oh, is that your eyes? I don't know. But
yeah,
I think sorry.
Yeah. I'm gonna get my hair cut a little bit more. I think that that's about it. I think might be different color sometimes, but you know, but it's good. It's good to try all new things, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's really inspiring. I think you've highlighted something, as in we just have to be ourselves. We are surrounded by so much conformity sometimes. You know, a lot of the time with social media, and you know, and even in our own, sometimes our social groups, it's there, and I guess sometimes for some it can be a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
But one of my coaches years ago said, "Look, you're just trying to attract and repel people, and that's that." And I was like, "What, repel people? Why would I want to repel people? I don't want anyone to be like feel like that." But it made sense. It's that not everyone's right for you know, our tribe, and otherwise it's just not a win-win. And
exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, so definitely there we go. There's one for our growth. That's one more for our growth mindset. Be you.
Yeah. Be you. Yeah.
So
definitely.
and I love the fact you're trying all these different things out, entering that cave of fear. And I hope you don't mind me saying, when you came into the kickbox, and I can see you were quite nervous about it.
Yeah.
And you've just really, you know, just got in. I was thinking, I wasn't sure if you'd be back, to be honest.
Yeah, I same. Like the first one, I was like, oh, this is really, really hard, but I'm getting better at it now. It's just those lemon roundhouse kicks I still need to. But actually, they're really nice, and you can see other people going at their own pace, and it's just a really nice atmosphere. And it's fun. It's not competitive. You're all just having fun, and I don't know, it just makes me feel good about myself. But yeah, it was very nerve-wracking walking into a room trying something I've never ever done before. And I had no expectations because I did no research. I thought I'd just do it. But so that's why it's kind of nice. I like to not have expectations. If I'm going somewhere, I used to research, you know, like with Ben Nevis, I thought, no, I'm going to watch a couple of YouTubes. And then I don't want any expectations. I want to go there and see it for myself rather than on a camera. So, yeah.
But isn't that life in general? You have to experience it for yourself. And it's either going to be, I guess, a bit Marmite-y. You either love it or you hate it.
Yeah.
What other things have you got coming up in terms of, you know, stepping outside your comfort zone? It's obviously really helping your growth.
So in December, I'm going to climb Ben Nevis again in the snow. So yeah, that's going to be really, really hard, I think. Obviously, my focus is the Pet Professional Network, which is my global community. So it's really pushing out and getting more people from different countries, which is really hard, getting my name out there, because I'm well known in Cheltenham. I'm becoming well known, you know, in London, but it's trying to get other countries on board and trying to be a bit more brave with my content and just being quite more blunt than I ever have been before. And like you say, if people don't like it, you just, you know, you'll find your cheerleaders and your crowd. I think we have to be a bit brave with our content, definitely.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah. So yeah, there's not much of the year left, is there? And it's been a bit of a crappy 4 months, to be honest. I would have loved to do much more. I would have loved to have travelled this year. I was off to Cyprus, that got cancelled. I was off to Poland with my dad to see all the war stuff out there, you know, quite moving. And we planned to go to Torremolinos as well. And that was all cancelled, obviously. So yeah, maybe next year we can do all that. And I will be going back to Cyprus in March again to do my rescue work, which is an amazing experience working with those dogs, giving them a second chance.
Yeah, this be really rewarding. Yeah, I guess that's it. Well, we all know it's just been I don't know how to describe this year really. I felt like it was March just yesterday, so it's just whoosh, push by. But yeah, all those things we just have to do next year. And hopefully it's just, but what's good, I guess, do you think you would have done some of the things you had it been the normal year? No.
I think COVID actually pushed me to do these things. I don't think I would have walked mountains. I probably would have been incredibly busy in March. It's my busiest month. Had no business, obviously, because couldn't work. So I think not working reevaluated my complete life, and there's a lot of changes that had to happen. So, I hate to say this, but it's actually brought some good stuff. And I hate to say that, but it's true for me.
I think you have to say it. I think we all need that at the moment, because we know what's bad. We know that people have been ill. We know people, unfortunately, have been really sick and passed away, and it's affected a lot of families. But I don't think we should fear away from saying there's been good that's happened. I've enjoyed this year for the time I've had with my children. I've had less money, it's not been financially great, but I'll take time with the kids over that any day. So, and the same, I've had to pivot. We've all had to pivot a little bit and step back and think, well, what are we doing? When we came back open, we cut back some classes just because we had to. So now we're busy. It's not maybe, it's kind of good and bad, I suppose, as in it's good that we're busy, and it's so tempting, we're going to put another class on to get all these people in, because I know we're going to burn out. So it's made me really think about the staff and their time and what they're doing. And a bit like what you were saying, I don't know if you said it when we was on air, but you're cutting back on some of the one-to-ones that you're doing. And I think we're putting ourselves first now.
Yeah. So one-to-one works because I have to do a lot of my online work, and if I'm traveling, I can't be looking after my online client if I'm traveling. It's a hard one, so I've kind of reduced it to like 5 clients a month now for social pause. Did get up to, I was back at 20 clients a day, month, sorry. So I do like programs. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to raise my prices because I give a real bespoke service, and the people I take on, I want to invest more time with them. And I can't do that. If there's 20 people, I can't spend that much time with 20 people. 5 people a month, that's fine for me. It means I can still do my stuff at home. I can build my online community, and I can do the rescue work, and I can do the kickboxing gym and climbing up mountains. So it's just a good balance. But something's got to give. I couldn't continue doing everything I was. So something has to give.
Yeah, I think that's the right thing to do, 100%. But it is. So yeah. Now I understand you met Philip Schofield and Holly.
Yeah.
So what was that experience like?
It was quite surreal. I mean, I get quite nervous speaking in front of people, so I do workshops, seminars and stuff. But actually, it was really nice. Sat on the couch with them. It was like being in someone's home, and I wasn't scared or worried at all. I was more scared about Russell. So Russell is my pet rook. I went on there because they found my story after the Russell Crowe retweeted it. And it was just a light-hearted story. And often when they do the This Morning memories, he comes up all the time, and it's like, but yeah, they were quite, I don't know, it's they're just normal people in the day. When you meet them, they're just like talking, Didn't get to spend too much time with them, but I saw behind the scenes, had my makeup done, met lots of other people there, famous people there at the time, and I'll never forget that experience. And actually, I was invited to go on the BBC Breakfast Expert panel talking about pet behaviour. Yes. So that was last Christmas. I did it on Christmas Eve. Drove up to Manchester. And I was actually very nervous more about that because the focus wasn't on Russell anymore. It was on me and my business. So as before, it was about Russell. It was just about me, and that's what made me worried, because we're talking about fireworks and Christmas celebrations, and it's one of those subjects that's quite sensitive and hard to talk about. But I was just amazed, and I got so much support for that. People were just like, "It's brilliant, Helen," and I came across really well on TV, so it's great. So I was very happy.
Yeah. I should have said at the beginning, really. I do apologise. You've been voted one of the top 50 women, same as your friend Lisa. It was on last week.
Yeah. So that was for the animal welfare, and obviously my work with Russell. But I got hundreds of votes, and it was just amazing how much support I got for that. I got a little plaque at the racecourse now, my name, and it's just like my dad and my mum are so proud. My dad always goes on about it, tells all his friends about it, and it's just something nice, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well deserved, I would say as well. But, yeah. So with anyone watching that's kind of, because obviously starting out in anything,
yeah,
is that I don't think I can, and you mentioned imposter syndrome.
Yes.
So
yeah.
I think that's something that affects all of us at some point, and even now I get it myself every now and then. It's like, no, come on, we're going to do it. I love it when it happens to me, actually, because it's like, I'll show me.
I think because we care and we're good at our jobs, that's why we get the imposter syndrome. You know, some of the biggest names, they still get it. And we're too much about labeling ourselves. So people go, oh, am I a pet behaviourist? I don't like calling myself a dog trainer. And I'm like, it's just a label. Just describe the job that you do. And it's like you, when you came on, you're like, mindset coach. Am I a mindset coach? You know, and it's like, oh, I don't know. But that's the imposter syndrome kicking in. So I'm proud of, you know, what I do. And, you know, we all have to start somewhere, you know, and as long as you're shadowing, you're getting results, you're being kind, you're being brave, you're being you. As long as you're getting those results, then, you know, call yourself these names, you know, and it's not about that. It's about you caring and showing that passion. Like I said, getting results is the main thing in an ethical way. It's just really big in our industry, where there a lot of people do not believe in themselves. Even the ones that have got master's degree, they still do not believe in themselves. And where does it stop? How much further can you go at the end of the day? Are you going to spend the rest of your life getting more degrees after degrees, or are you just going to get on and do it and do the work? That's the question, really.
Yeah. I think you were at the event Robin did earlier in the year, and Kate Hunter, and she said, so it was really great advice, and it's so simple. But what if it does work?
Yeah.
You know, what if you do well? And I think something as simple as that is just, you know, I'm not sure. Just flip it around. What if it does work? What if you can do it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got Ben Nevis again, December.
Yeah.
What's beyond there? Are we going to Everest?
Oh, that'd be amazing, wouldn't it? So, I'm thinking about doing half a marathon maybe next year. I'm gonna do the Tough Mudder, so I'm doing a bit of training for that. Who knows though?
But I guess that's business as well. Well, it's just life in general. So do you find setting these goals? Have you always set these like little goals that have like helped you develop as well?
Yeah, I'm very much about goal setting, but I try and not give myself too much of a hard goal. So when I started PPN, Pet Professional Network, I was like 100 members. And then I said to myself, by year 3, I want 400 members, and we got that. And then 700 we're looking at next year. It's not so much about the amount of members, but I want the word to travel across the globe. And you know, the potential is there to really help many more pet pros and raise the standards of animal welfare. And if I can reach out to more people, and more trusted businesses, and I just think it's about pushing forward, isn't it? And I think it's important to have these small goals and a timeline as well, but don't make them unachievable. I mean, the 3 peaks, that was just ridiculous. I'm surprised I achieved that, but I suppose I had to. Once I was up there, I had to get down. It's not like So
but I think those things are really important. They At the time, I know what you mean. I've been, when we've done things like that, where it's just, oh my God, I just want to stop. My body is about to give in, or, I'm cold. So afterwards, it is. And actually, it's not nice when it's not great when you're going through those experiences, but afterwards you can look back and think, well, actually, that was hard, but I got through it and I did it. So, and with sorry, go on, Helen.
I was just saying, I'm going to the gym a lot because I want to build my muscles up. So that's another thing. Like by this time next year, I hope I'll just be more toned and just happy, more healthy.
Yeah. So, and with the Pet Professional Network, so that's like, did you start that first, or did you start Social Pause first? How did they all come about?
Social Pause has been going about 10 years now, give or take. I mean, I did do dog walking when I was 14, but I didn't really class that as a business. It's just down, walking people's friends' dogs. But Pet Professional Network came 3 years ago, and I said to Robin about the idea, and he said, just go for it. And I said, but now's not the right time. And he's like, well, when is it going to be the right time for you? So it's actually because of Robin, he did push me. And then next day I said, right, I've set it up now. And he was like, what? I was like, yeah, I've set it up. You told me to, didn't you? And he's like, didn't expect you to do it straight away, Helen. I was thinking maybe next year, Helen, not now. And I was like, well, you said not, when is a good time for it? And it's such a niche service as well. There was nothing like it. And I think that's the hardest thing, because even now I have people message me saying I don't get it. And I'm like, it's just a networking community where you get the best business support from entrepreneurs, and you can grow your business, have more confidence, and get the clients you truly deserve. So in a nutshell, it's just business support community. And there's not much around like that in this industry. I know there's a lot of networking groups out there, but specifically for this niche, so.
No, I totally get it. My business is probably a little bit similar. There's a few more now, but before there was nothing. And I think it is so important to. I like now going outside of there for a lot of my coaching, because I meet interesting people. But I think anyone that started, and I think you're one of the first. I've never heard of anyone doing that, but I know the importance of it. And I guess they got that support network of other professionals within this. Similar industries.
No, I mean, our Facebook group is crazy, like crazy engagement. People posting constantly, sharing their success stories, and other coaches coming in the group and giving their support. And I've never known anything like it. It's just so supportive. But it's not just down to me. It's the community. They are what make the community special. So the Facebook group is an amazing community.
Is that a free group for that one?
So we have a free group. And then we have the paid members group. So the free group, I just come in and I give some sort of inspirational advice, some foundation support. But in the paid community, that's where they get their resources, their templates, the webinars. We're now doing online courses that they can complete and get a certificate. But I always say, like, the free group, you get the inspiration, but the paid group is where the accountability happens. It's when the results happen. So some people choose to stay in a free group, but the paid group is where the good stuff happens. Then they can become a member as well. So
well, everyone needs a coach. So and you've walked a path, and you're still walking a path, and obviously you've set up the other stuff through it. And what sort of with that, is that just people that just anyone that works for animals? So it could be horses or dogs or whatever.
Yes, it's domesticated animals, really. I mean, the primary thing is more dogs, I'd say, but we are open to anybody working with any pets. They have to be kind, they have to be ethical, they have to be a trusted business. So they go through an assessment process, which takes me an hour, could take me longer. And I check all their Facebook pages, their websites. I get references, and they have to complete a form saying that they do X, Y, and Z. Then when they join, they get like badges to say they're a registered boarder or they've done first aid training, and then they get a logo to say what kind of member they are. So we've got like 3 levels of membership at the moment. So it works really nicely. They're like Trust the Trader, trustthetrader.com, but with this you get more kind of the mindset support and the growth in the community, not just a listing on a directory, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no. So it's the business support as well as the everything else. Oh, I think that's pretty good. I think it's important, definitely. So if someone was like thinking of starting out in, I meet a lot of animal lovers and stuff, and I always feel if something's your passion, then it's the thing to. Most of the time, I'd say it's the thing to work with.
Yeah.
So do you get? Is it good for someone that wanted to start out in on that? They want to do that, but they're maybe doing normal 9 to 5.
Yeah. So we have two types of people that join PPN: long-term business owners that really want to push to the next level, or people who've just started up. Now, obviously, if they've just started up, they may not even have a website or Facebook page. So once they've got all that on board, then they get all their badges and everything. They still be a professional member, but they might not be like practicing as such yet. But we give them the tools to then become a practicing member. And then obviously, they still need to be ethical. They still need to consider the type of methods they're using training dogs. Suppose you liken it to kickboxing. I'm sure there's safe ways of doing it and not so safe way. So I have to ensure they know all this stuff if they're joining the community. So yeah,
brilliant. Oh, I love it. Wow. And so where we're heading with that now? Because you did say before we come live, where are you at? So that's 3 years. Amazing.
Yeah, we've got 460 members now. So we've opened up membership this week. We only open up every 2 months unless you're on the waiting list. And we usually let in about 20 to 30 people because it's a very personalised experience. I have to make sure they're on board, they're doing the accountability tasks. They really understand the ethos of the community. So like I said earlier, hopefully I want to grow it bigger, but with that, I'll need more people on board supporting me with the admin team. And I probably would like another Helen to help me one day, but it's just choosing that person who's like me, because it needs to be someone. I mean, Robin's great. He's part of the community and he dips in and out. But obviously Robin is a very busy man himself. I don't expect him to always be there, but I'd like someone to come on board and help me more. So
well, good
best
luck.
one's always busy though. That's the problem.
You can't clone yourself. I think sometimes
but then again, it could be someone different though. Don't have to be like me, but the same ethics and ethos. Like maybe it'd be good to have someone who's a little bit different to me, but I have a style of writing and a style of way I do it, and I don't know. You'd have to replicate that with someone. Someone would have to understand my style, I suppose, because otherwise it'd confuse my members. I'd be saying something and then someone would be saying something else. And they're like, hang on a minute, I'm confused. So you need to be in my style, which is why Robin is great, because obviously Robin is my business coach and he's taught a lot of what I know today in a combination of the other skills I've learned. So Robin gets it, and it's rarely that me and Robin will say something different. There are sometimes I'll be like, well, actually I do it that way, Robin, right? And but overall we really sync well together. So
oh, brilliant. Well, that definitely helps.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But you made me think of because I mentioned about your Thanos glove behind you.
Yeah.
Before we came on, and I said to you about I was a bit of this comic geek, and you were saying, that's good for your mindset coach. I was like, oh yeah, we can talk about that. So just remind me what I said about Justice League. So having a team is important sometimes. That you can't have a team like Superman, right?
Yeah, it's all about the team. Honestly, you need a community of like-minded people, and you need to help and support each other. It's not. I always thought I was about me. Helen's the face behind the business, and okay, I kind of am for social pause, but I'm stepping away in that sense from PPN, saying, look, it's not just about Helen. PPN is the community. There are other people like me in PPN. We've got so many coaches on board now, our affiliates, who do an amazing job. So I want to just say, look, guys, it's not all about Helen, because otherwise it's a constant job for me, because people are messaging me constantly. I say, look, guys, you can message me. It's really important. But if not, just ask on the group. And if I don't answer it, someone else can. And then if they can't answer it, just tag me in, because otherwise I can't do the group program if I've got so many people messaging me all the time. Because again, your time is valuable. So.
No, I get that. I understand. I get the odd message about, can you book me into this class? And I feel like I could do this. No, can you message so and so? Asking me questions, and it's so hard because my first instinct is always to answer something.
Yes, same here.
Do what's been asked because it's just simple. But no, hang on, I pay people for this, and so yeah, it's important. So just remind me of something. Actually, remember reading Robbie Williams' book, autobiography or biography, whatever, years ago. And it took me a while to get my head around it because he kept talking about the band. And I thought, you're on about band? Robbie Williams, you're on your own. But it's not, is it? He is the person, but the band is Robbie Williams. And I guess the same thing with yourself, really. It's, there's the other part that come with it. Well, listen, thank you so much for coming on this evening.
You're welcome. It's been a pleasure. Yeah. Thanks for inviting me.
No, glad to get you on. And before we finish up, is there anything you want to share that you got coming up, or about any of the stuff that you do?
So a big shout out to Russell's Rescue. We urgently need land. We're at capacity. We need our land. So if anyone knows any land going in Gloucestershire, got 20k budget at the moment, but could push it a bit higher, we'd be really grateful. And that would be my dream, to get my land and do some dog training on the land as well. So anyone, anywhere, I ask everyone I meet, but sadly, land is hard to find. So,
and Russell's Rescue, just to remind everyone that's watching, that's for the bird rescue, yeah? Yeah. All right. Well, okay, let's get on the case. If it was Paw Patrol, it would be Chase is on the case. My son used to love Paw Patrol, is just calling me for something. But anyway, you'll have to wait a minute. Sorry, a minute. Well, thank you, Helen. It's been a pleasure having you on. Yeah.
No worries. Thank you.
All right. I'll speak to you in a minute. I'm just going to pop you in the waiting room. I'll come and speak to you in about 2 seconds.
Okay. Cheers. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, guys. So thanks for watching. If you've got something from that, if you've got any questions for Helen, drop them in the comments below. Please share and subscribe, and then you stay updated with the videos coming out each week and the interviews that I'm doing. Thank you, everyone. I will see you all next week. Same bat time, same bat channels. Bye-bye.